thanks for spending your lunch break hour with us, depending on where you are in the world. I know I saw some familiar faces like Jeremy, who's right down the road from us in Tennessee. So I know it's your lunch break hour. If you guys will, put in the chat where you're from, and let's chat. It looks like we already lost one person, so she's back. So Spain evening for Eduardo. Okay, well, thanks for joining us for dinner then. Washington, D.C. Oh, nice. Also Maryville. Nice. So you must work, Nicole, with Jeremy. Jeremy, we have to have coffee soon. Victor is also from Spain. Awesome. Well, today we're going to talk about streaming. So, I mean, we're all kind of in the streaming business, the streaming world. How do we get here anyway? I don't know I don't know if you guys know about Lunchpool. We started with the intention of building technology to get people around in-person tables, and then I met with Ho Yin back in the middle of last year, and he gave me his vision for the future. It was the same exact vision as ours, as a more connected society, with less social isolation. But his ending was around virtual tables, while mine was around in-person tables. So it's been a really cool partnership. It's been cool to explore, as right now it doesn't make sense for us to push people around in-person tables. So we've been really pleased to do a ton of events. At Lunchpool, we've done, I think, close to 150 events in the last 2 months. And so I've been growing the team. We are always looking for partners as well. So anyway, that's my little bit about us. For a while there, we were white labeling Lunchpool at the very beginning, or Remo at the very beginning, and it just didn't make sense. So right now we're shifting our market perception over to the Remo experts like you guys. So without further ado, we'll get into the topic at hand. Now, I'm curious if you let me know in the chat, how many of you have already streamed your instances from Remo into other social media networks? Has anybody ever tried that or found a solution for that? Nope. That's why you're here. So that's good. So not yet. Awesome. Well, if you're like me, you can share out you tried Remo to YouTube. So the Remo to YouTube is cool, but now they've changed everything. YouTube has, where you have to have a premier account. It has to be monetized, which means you have to have 10,000 followers plus, I think, 4 or 40,000, a lot of publicly viewed hours. I'm kicking myself because I was trying to combine all of our YouTube accounts that we had into one, the main one that we used that had all the streaming capabilities. I deleted it. I just straight up, I don't know what happened. I couldn't recover it. So yeah, we lost that too. Yeah, it was bad. But now we're shifting everything over to Vimeo. It seems a lot, I like the interface a little bit better. But today we'll talk about kind of a strategy, because the cool thing about Remo is that it's different. You guys know, there's definitely some things that they're improving as far as the interface, but they've come a long way, and they always listen to the feedback that we give. And one of the things that you want to share with your clients or your audiences is this isn't just a typical webinar. It's got the chat, it's interactive. There's the table-based networking, which is really the secret sauce. And so with just the standard video recordings or streaming capabilities, you don't get that. Even if you can stream to YouTube, you just see the presentation mode. And so that really doesn't share the full scope of what Remo can do. So I'm going to share my screen here, and now show of hands or show of chat boxes. Who's familiar with the tool StreamYard? Are you guys familiar with that one? I'll show you their homepage. Know of it. Okay. Well, actually, let me pull up their homepage. So this is StreamYard, StreamYard.com. No affiliation, no preference either, really. You could do this with just about any streaming platform. There's live stream is another one. And we've also, if you just want to stream to Facebook, we've used BeLive. It's BeLive.com. Yep. We've used that in the past, but we settled on StreamYard because of its ease of use, which I'll show you a little bit today. But the main thing is be creative when you're trying to figure out solutions. You're like, we said, hey, I want to show people this interface. I want to get people pulled in. And Eduardo says StreamYard is the cheapest. Cheap is good as well. Yep, it's not that expensive. And you can do, I think the plan we're on, we can do 2 or 3 streams at a time. So in today's demo, I'm going to be streaming to Facebook and to Twitch. Now, a couple of things to note. If you tried YouTube, it's a pain in the butt because it doesn't say anything in the documentation about how you have to have that monetization, or it didn't used to. They may have updated it, but YouTube is really not an option for most of us. Twitch is excellent. We just started using Twitch in the last month or so, and streaming. They handle streaming really well as a platform built around streaming. And so pulling feeds in, which we'll talk about in about 10 minutes, that it's great for that. So I put both of these on here because from one stream, let me zoom in some so you can see without making it too big. So from this one stream, I'm going to not only stream to my Facebook, my personal Facebook, but I'm also going to stream from Twitch. So it's going to be interesting, and hopefully we don't break anything today. If you guys have any questions as we go through it, definitely ask them in the chat and I will address them live. The beauty of Remo. So I created this broadcast. You'll just go, create a broadcast. You can add new destinations. You can link it with Facebook groups, Facebook pages. LinkedIn has a new streaming option that you can apply for. And I've been lucky enough to be able to do that on my personal profile. YouTube, Periscope, Twitch, and you can also pull in remote servers with just the access keys, and that'll be an advanced tutorial. But for this one, you can just link it up with your Facebook account, for example. I'll enter the broadcast studio. I've tried LinkedIn for 2 months. Eduardo, keep the hope alive. I applied for the LinkedIn beta video stream like 40 times. I was harassing them. I was finding people that worked at LinkedIn and messaging them. Just keep at it, and eventually I think they'll tire of it and let you do it. One thing that helped me though was if you aren't already sharing videos on LinkedIn, start sharing them, because they want to look for people that they know will share. So someone gave me that tip, and as soon as I started sharing some videos, like pre-recorded, and putting them on LinkedIn and getting a little bit of engagement, that's when I got approved. So that's a little insider tip. So we'll enter the broadcast studio here, and I am going to go ahead. I might need to about 12:20. Oh, I got to go live now. Or if you pre-planned the Facebook stream, you have to go live like pretty soon after the time that you scheduled. So I'm going to go live, and now wait. All right, now we're live. So on Facebook, it's actually showing this window. It's not having my audio. It's not doing anything like that. I just have this window in my other monitor, and you can also do it in the same monitor. It would just be a little bit more difficult. And then I have 2 machines going for this. So I will say that having for this kind of complexity, Nicole and Jeremy, if you guys work together, it's really good to have a two-person team for this. You could do it by yourself, but it can be a little bit more complex. But having 2 machines helps avoid the audio issues that you might run into. But hit me up, because I can probably help you work through those as well. We've done a little bit of everything. But for the purposes of this, my setup is one monitor where I have right now, I'm coordinating in the Remo. My other monitor is what you're seeing on the screen there. And then this feed, you can't see it because it's zoomed in too much. This feed right here, which we'll play a game in here in just a little bit and show you how that works, is coming from my laptop. So my laptop is on the invite link. So invite, you can send this to people and have them log into the feed. So when we're pulling people in too, I'll show you that. StreamYard handles things really well. So people can log in via their phone without installing software. They can log in from their computer without installing software. So if you need to pull in someone that doesn't, want to use Remo, or if they don't want to learn a new thing, then that's a good solution as well. So Lunchpool is now streaming. Cool. I don't know is that one of you guys? Pretty cool. That's something on Twitch. But so now I'll show you, like right now, this feed right here is going to Facebook, but it just says starting soon. So go to my page there. And you can see I'm live. It's got my placeholder image somewhere. It'll load. I got a lot of streaming too. I'm recording this on Loom so we can share it out later. So there's a lot of streaming all over the place. Come on, computer. I also recommend having a fast internet connection. It's very important, especially in the world of Remo. And I'm putting mine to the test right now. We'll go to videos, and that might work a little bit easier. How's everybody's day going? What's I know it's late in Spain, so let's see. Where is the live video right now? Right here. So you can see that it's just my placeholder image right now. But what we're gonna do is go to StreamYard, and now we're gonna start the stream. So I'm gonna pull in my screen share, and I can do full screen mode, but I can also do Chrome tab. So just like in Remo, you can do a Chrome tab. Nicole, I'm happy it's Friday too, let me tell you. I can do a Chrome tab, and I can say, okay, let me pull in the Lunchpool, the Remo. We have it on a custom branded. And then if you do just an application window, you can't share audio. If you do your entire screen, you can share audio. But if you want it to look a little bit cleaner, you can go to Chrome tab, click on your tab, and do share audio. It's something that we should all put in the feature request for Remo, because that would make all of this just a whole heck of a lot easier. But for now, this is kind of the workaround. So share screen, and boom, now I see I have a new video source here. I can, it's already actually added, and then I can just pull down my brand overlay, which if you get familiar with StreamYard, it's a really, really cool tool if that's the route that you decide to go. So I'm gonna pull that down, and then, hello, everybody that's watching this on my page. What we're doing right now is we are showing how to stream to social media from Remo. And so if I go back to my Facebook page on the other browser, you'll see that, well, there's a little bit of a lag too, so keep that in mind. But there's 4 people watching. My mom's watching. Hey, Mom, how's it going? So it will take a second, but then it'll update it. Probably depending on the internet speed. Like my internet speed is terrible right now because of all the streaming back and forth. And so again, if you're working with someone else, it'll be a little bit better because hopefully they'll be at another location. And you can even see like the quality is not that great on mine. So I'm streaming to Loom. That's going to be a killer. I'm streaming in like 4 different directions. So this is not typical, but keep that in mind that you will want to test because bandwidth is going to be a thing. And Loom, like I said, is a beast on recording or on bandwidth. But that gives you an idea of what you can do. And so, StreamYard will basically, you'll be pulling in your screen share and kind of working around the lack of ability to share audio on a screen share in Remo, and then you'll share that, which will be broadcast to your 2 different locations. Does that make sense to you guys? Do you guys have any questions about that particular setup where you're basically pulling in a screen share of Remo and then broadcasting it via StreamYard? Or does it make sense? We went over a lot of stuff fairly quickly. You'll need a monster machine. Yes. Memory is important because, as you know, Remo does use quite a bit of memory. It's doing a lot of stuff. But like for my machine, I think I have 16 gigs of RAM. So just a couple of 8 gig sticks. It's an older laptop. The processor is not even that great. So I think memory is important. And it's worth the upgrade. If you do a lot of events in Remo, get a nice laptop workstation or get a nice desktop rig, and make sure you have memory. Eduardo, good call. And internet speed. So, you want to have the right tools to succeed. So that is that. We are going to kind of shift gears here. So I'm going to remove that feed. And another cool thing too is you can load in videos on that, so you can stream those. Kind of a neat feature of StreamYard. Like I have our little fun stuff you should do. So that'll be playing on the feed. But now I want to shift gears a little bit, and hopefully, do you guys have your cell? Oh, no, it's playing on Another tool that I recommend is Mute Tab. It's a Chrome extension. I'll put the link in the chat. But if you're streaming a lot of different things, you have a lot of things going on in different browsers, especially if you're trying to do all this from one machine. Mute Tab can be your lifesaver, because it's like if I was trying to talk to you, I was just streaming that on the Facebook feed. It was very distracting because I had audio coming in from all over the place. So you can download what's called Mute Tab, and then you just push a button. You see how I pushed this little button up here, and it muted that tab. So that's a cool little pro tip for you as well. I have 2 StreamYard windows open. I don't need that. All right. So now we're going to shift gears a little bit into the second part, which now we know how to pull feeds out of Remo to share kind of that whole screen. And it looks really good if you, what I like to do is share it in conversation mode, and then have kind of an overlay, which you can do in StreamYard pretty easily with banners. You can say, let's do one that says, join us to hop into one of these awesome tables. It's an interactive experience. Link in comments or description. However you want to do it, but it's a good way to get people into your event by pulling them away from social media. They'll see this, they'll say, what is that table thing? That's kind of cool. And then you can add that banner over your feed like that. Can you stream from StreamYard into the left billboard area? You can. And to do that, all you do is, well, what we're about to do, I'm about to pull the feed from Twitch into Remo, into this presentation mode, but you can pull that same Twitch feed into that top left billboard area. You can do Twitch, YouTube, or Vimeo. I haven't tried it with Twitch yet. I've done it with Vimeo and YouTube. And one pro tip is, if you add at the end of your video clip, I just learned this actually from being in that community, so good job there. Twitch was great, nice. So if you just put in that at the end of, I think Twitch is automatically streaming, so that should work. But for Vimeo and YouTube links, if you add that autoplay parameter, it'll automatically play, and that was like a game changer for us. So I got a comment. That's Twitch again. So I'm going to pull in the feed. On my laptop, I have this. I shared the guest link on my laptop. I've got the screen share going with the audio full screen. And so now I'm going to add this to the stream. So I'm going to add. And now I've got the audio coming through, so I'm going to go back. That's why I'm talking so loud. I'm going to mute this tab. So now the audio is going through. I just don't have to hear it. So now, and it's good to have this stuff set up beforehand, because you'll be scrambling, I promise you, if you're trying to do it all on the fly. So I'm going to view on Twitch. I've got my Twitch link here. So I'm going to copy that and close this out. And now I can share this just like you would share any other video. So share video on Remo, paste that broadcast video URL. And if you want to watch this later for a recap, you'll see on the Loom recording exactly what I'm looking at. So that might be helpful as well. But I'll share that Twitch link, click autoplay, and then actually that is the wrong URL. Hang on one second. It should be the right one. Now I'm gonna make myself look silly. Hang on. Share video. Invalid. What am I doing wrong? Technical difficulties, you gotta love them. There we go. Okay, I don't know what I was doing wrong, but you just share that link in there, and then boom, you can hear the audio too. Now, do you guys want to play a game? Are you guys ready and down for that? Close this out. All right, let's do it. All right, here we go. Now, another thing I will say as well is that you probably want to use headphones for this because it's a lot of, again, audio going all around. So pull out your phones and then let's play some Lice Water. But you see how good of an experience this is going to be for your folks.
Hola, and welcome to Lice Water, the massive true or false trivia game. We can accommodate a huge number of players in a game. At least 99.
So go to Jackbox TV, jackbox.tv, and then put in the room code, which is LYKL. I think you can do it from your phone or tablet. LYKL. All right, we got a couple of people joining in. We got 3 in, and you'll see that there's a lag too. So keep in mind that there's going to be a little bit of a delay because it's streaming all over the place. So everybody's in. Oh, sorry if you got in late, guys. And we'll just do like one round. We won't have to play.
All right then. Before we get started, don't forget, new players can go to this website and enter this room code to join the game at any time. Let's play.
Oh, there you go.
You're going to see 7 crazy facts pulled from the following fact categories. Under their fur, all polar bears are black.
Now
use your device to pick whether you think the fact is true or a lie.
It's a lie. And with this, you can pull up other people on stage, which is kind of cool. So, like, let's pull up Jeremy. And he might have to mute, though. Let's test that out.
The video game Lego
So
Harry
it can be pretty fun
was
and
released in
interactive to watch
2002.
as you play, and you have multiple people up here.
Oh, I bet.
That's got to be a lie. Nobody would want that.
What is that? I don't even know. Oh,
Harold and Maude, I think it was. Who was in that? It was. Bye.
Jackie Chan was sued by the Chinese government for starring in the tuxedo.
I think I'm in. I'm
in
third place.
On that one. And it's cool too because you can like go off. So I'm gonna pull Jeremy back down, and then I'll go off, and you can see how it looks kind of nice full screen too. Yeah, and I'll say too that is one drawback of any streaming in Remo. You lose a little bit of control, and so you probably have to have like those images, like I just shared, kind of on standby because people may have their YouTube. If you're sharing with YouTube, they may have that muted. And oh, good job, LaRue. Awesome. Well, that's we don't have to go through all the rounds, but hopefully you had fun seeing that kind of that experience. And but yeah, definitely keep that in mind. Have those kind of shared at the ready because you will get people. I can't hear anything. Is there sound? My sound's not working. Put your sound on, and so you just share that out and let people know, and they can probably figure it out pretty quickly. That's why a lot of times I like to stream to Vimeo because Vimeo, usually people don't use it as much as they use YouTube. And if they're like at work, YouTube's probably muted by default. So it can kind of be one of those things where I like Vimeo. I think Twitch is another one where people are using it more, but it's just be ready to tell people, here's how you use the volume. So who has any questions? I think that we went over a lot that was Jackbox Games. That's a game that you can download. You can really do that with just about anything. And there's a lot of online games. If you help with, good idea. So yeah, we can actually do that. Let's see. Banner. I'm trying to think. You got me thinking. And sometimes you got to think on the fly here. So what we can do is let's try something. Actually, it's not going to look good, but you could actually make an overlay image, and I'll just show you what it would look like. So we'll do banner, brand, overlay. Bear with me for a second here. This is a good idea, Jeremy. And this is why I think it's important for us to all kind of band together and share tips and tricks. I love the new community. It's really great. Save that. can I use a StreamYard link using the share video tool? So Paul, you cannot put the StreamYard link, but what you can do is on StreamYard, you're streaming to, like right now we're streaming to Twitch and to Facebook. And so Twitch, Vimeo, and YouTube, you can all share those in the Remo interface. So that's a good question, Paul. And so right now we're trying something out, kind of experimental for us. Let's see, save as with transparency. It helps to know Photoshop too sometimes, but basically, so what I'm trying out right now is Jeremy suggested, okay, if people are going to have audio issues, can you just make a little graphic overlay or have a banner? You could definitely have a banner in StreamYard, but what you could also do, if it'll work with me, let's see, and also put a little prompt, have a transparent background, save as volume prompt. Can't see my screen right now, but if you could, I'm in Photoshop. I created a overlay with a transparent background, and then where did I save it to is the question. So you have to save that as a PNG. All right, and I'll put that bad boy up. Let's see if that works. And I'll show you actually, Paul, how that looks. Yeah, there we go. That actually works pretty well. So Twitch. I think you had another question. I'll answer that. So how about streaming out from Remo to Facebook Live or others? Yeah, actually, so that's where we started at, Paul. I will share out the video recap of this so you can see that, but StreamYard is a tool that we use to handle both of those. So good question. So I'm going to put the stream actually back in and with the overlay that Jeremy suggested. So let's see. Please hold. There we go. And I don't know why I was getting an error message both times where when I put this Twitch stream in, it actually gave me an error, and I had to drop the HTTPS at the beginning. So keep that in mind. I'll have to look into that. And then I can turn that off to that overlay. So say I don't want that anymore. But yeah, that's a great tip. Great suggestion. And you can do it with that, or you can do it with I'll show you in StreamYard what it looks like. So I just uploaded that overlay, boom, on and off. And you'll see that there's a little delay. It'll come through. Or I can do a banner and say, if you have no volume, check, hover over this window and adjust the volume prompt. And again, hit enter, and then the same thing. So now you can see that'll come through in just a second. Good tips. I love it. I love the community here. So let's definitely keep that up. And so Paul, like I said, I'll share this out afterwards. We'll put it on the Remo Mighty Network community, and hopefully you guys learned some stuff today. I think that again, it's all about sharing ideas. Remo and Hoyin and Ashwin and that whole team, like I've really enjoyed our journey together, and then even learning some the different people in the community. It's just been fantastic. So they are building software, of course, listening to our feedback. So make sure that you share the feedback that you're hearing from clients, that you're hearing from yourself, and then we can all discuss it with each other and come up with good ways to continue to evolve the platform. Because you look at it and it's not Zoom, it's not as polished as Hopin, which is funded out the wazoo, but they haven't taken outside capital, and they've built this amazing product that has these immersive experiences that people rave about. So there's definitely some magic in Remo, as we all know. And sometimes it's just about finding innovative ways to work around the capabilities that aren't quite there. And then usually they're pretty good about enabling those capabilities as well to make it easier for all of us. So that's my little spiel on Remo. Loving the partnership with them. Does anybody have any questions? I know we're kind of winding down. Yeah, Hopin is, I don't want to talk bad about anybody, but yeah, I like their aesthetic. I don't like the experience, and experience is way more important than aesthetic, I believe. So thanks for joining, Nicole. Thanks for joining Jeremy. Everybody that was able to make it today is a small group, but we'll share this out later as well. So have a good rest of your day. And without further ado, I will let you get back to it. But good luck. If you need any assistance from people that just love doing virtual events, let me know. My team is happy to help. And hopefully we'll be able to share some maps around too. I know Jeremy has a repository of some maps that are free to upload and download. So let's keep that communication and collaboration going, guys. Have a good rest of your day, and we will drop out of presentation mode.